Okay, let me know.
Oh, I'm not a brave soul,
Oh.
but no, I love the topic. I really love it.
Thank you. What are your thoughts? I know you wrote in the chat, but I'm just curious to know more.
Yeah, I don't think all relationships are, transactional. I do think they're conditional.
Hmm.
In fact, I just had a situation
Hmm. Hmm.
where I had to get rid of a friend, actually, a female friend, um, because the relationship was not transactional on my end, but it was conditional.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, I just think most people have terrible boundaries. So they lean into transactional relationships because it's easier.
Hmm. And what kind of conditions are important to you in any sort of relationship that you typically value? I'm just curious.
For me, I aggressively assert my bodily and intellectual autonomy, and I respect that of other people. Um, can I call you Pepper? What do you want me to call you?
Sure. Mm.
I can call you
Pepper's
Pepper?
fine.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so just what I just did there, right? I said, okay, like, can I call you this? What do you want me to call you?
Hmm.
I respect that. Like, if you said no, call me something else, I wouldn't have a problem with that. And so that's my number one boundary. It's like, I will tell you everything you need to know about me. But if you overstep the boundary, there is no second chance.
Hmm. Yeah. 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 That's great that you lay out your boundaries and you're
Oh no,
serious about them, you know?
I don't lay out my boundaries. Like the way I see it, right, is boundaries are for you. You tell people not your boundaries because then now you're infringing on how they want to act. I want people to be who they are. So I'm not going to tell you that if you are spewing bigotry, then I'm going to stop being your friend because that gives you the ability to manipulate me and to say, okay, when Maya is around, I'm not going to say these terrible things because she will stop giving me her labor. She will
Hmm.
stop being my friend and doing what I want her to do. And also, and this is really, it's a sad thing to say, but it's true. They're also infringing on their own autonomy because if you're a bigot, you want to be a bigot. Don't
Hmm.
let me stop you from being a terrible person. I want terrible people to be who they are. So I don't tell people my boundaries. I tell people my preferences and I tell people about myself.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's great what you said when you say you don't tell them because like you said someone can change their behavior if you tell them everything that you're looking for, and it's best to kind of observe them and see them and take notes so that they won't change their actions or change their personality and then you don't see the real them like you said. Hmm.
Yeah, I never tell people my boundaries. I just tell people about myself. If we're getting to know each other in any type of relationship, platonic, romantic, sexual, anything, I'm going to be very direct about my preferences and what I will or will not do. You
Hmm.
know, these are the things that are hard limits. These are the things that I don't care either way, and these are the things that I really care about. This is the way that you should be, speaking to me. Speak to me in this manner, right? And it's like, and that's not a boundary, right?
Hmm.
Boundaries are not about other people's behavior. They're about your behavior. I don't need to tell anybody, oh, if you punch me in the face, I'm not going to be your friend. It's like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not doing that. So what, you can hide the fact that you want to harm me?
Hmm.
No, be who you are, and then I'm going to leave.
Right.
And that's the way I kind of like see all relationships, you know?
Hmm.
But sadly, I don't meet enough people who agree with that. People are more happy, just playing a situation where they feel like they want to gain something from the relationship. And if they're pouring into the relationship as well, nothing else sort of matters. 50-50 in anything, it doesn't really exist in reality.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, yeah. That's true. It's not always equal. Like there's always going to be something that's going to make any dynamic not always 50-50. And it's usually somebody pouring out more or less. And then two, that also goes to someone being compatible with you. Like you said, like if you see who someone is and you don't like what you see, then that's not the person for you. They may be more compatible with somebody else who may have the same views or who can handle that as well. So,
Okay, can I ask you, like, what is spicy spectrum?
yeah, yeah. So Spicy Spectrum is a podcast. I've had it for about 3+ years, and it's a podcast where I translate what men don't always say out loud. I work in the adult industry, so I bring on guests and experts just to break down sexuality and the human side of those who make content and who purchase it, and why people seek out alternatives in terms of being their true selves that they may
That
not
is
show.
so
So.
cool. Like, so I'm a dom. I don't do
Oh,
it.
you are?
I'm not.
Oh.
I'm not like necessarily a seller. I'm more of a lifestyle dom, if that makes
Oh,
sense.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, can
Yeah.
you
So
can you
I'm
tell
a
us more?
yeah. So for me, I like the 24/7 lifestyle.
Hmm.
I like, yeah. I believe men are naturally submissive. I believe that most of the issues that women have with men, and I'm talking about like straight men, is that they are sending a lot of mixed signals to men. Like, a lot of women will be like, "Oh, men are like babies." It's like, well, if you think he's like a child, why not treat him like a child,
Hmm.
right? Or move on and go find a man who is not behaving like a child. And they're like, "Oh, I have to treat him like a child." I'm like, "You're actually not treating him like a child." Because with children, we know that if I tell my 6-year-old son that he can't have something, or if I tell him anything he does not like, and he throws a tantrum, what does he receive? He receives a punishment.
Hmm.
There are consequences to your behavior. If I say you can't have something because it's for the greater good of you, and you go and do it anyway, okay, now there is a consequence. We have to take something away. And so a lot of women don't understand that these men, like, if you're not willing to take away your body, they will never respect you. If you
Absolutely.
are never willing to say you did something and I'm not mad at you. And another thing is that a lot of women are not acting in the men's best interest. And I know that sounds so terrible. People are going to say, "Oh, you're not a feminist, you're not whatever." If you are truly acting in another person's best interest because they are your partner, right? You will also be able to give them consequences. But if you are reacting out of anger or frustration or whatever, you can't be on the moral high ground like a parent would be if they have a bratty teenager.
Hmm.
And eventually the teenager will realize, okay, yeah, my mom was making some sense, right? She really did have my best interest at heart. It's like, if you don't have the moral high ground and you are acting like a bratty teenager, well, then there's just two bratty teenagers in a relationship. And except both of you guys are 38, which is not a good look.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, and I think too it also boils down to knowing how to regulate your emotions as well. You know, in terms of that dynamic. But yeah, no, I definitely see. I do some dom work too, and I definitely understand that world as well. And I'm curious. How often
I'm
do you
curious
guys?
about your niche because, like, I want to know about your niche because, like, I'm a mommy dom. So, like, I don't hit
Mm-hmm.
people. Like, I don't hit people. Spanking is different, but I don't hit people. I don't degrade people.
Hmm.
And not saying there's anything wrong with that. I don't kink shame, but that I'm not interested in that because the way I see it is like it's just not in me. It's not a part of my personality. So yeah, I'm a mommy dom.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
for me, compatibility is like the thing I know about the most. So when I
Hmm.
see women, I see so many women, I'm just like, you are actually a mommy dom
I
and
knew you were
just
getting.
don't
Mhm.
you just don't
Yeah.
know it.
No, yeah. A lot of people don't know that they're participating in a BDSM relationship. Like they don't recognize like their role that they're playing. You know, they don't know.
So wait, which one are you?
So I'm a switch. Most people gravitate towards me for dom work. For some reason, they see me as more dominant. So that's my niche within my world of domination. I
Oh, that's awesome.
do mommy dummy. I actually had a mommy dummy call like an hour ago. And, yeah, so I'm really good at that. You know, like my soft voice, but I'm also like assertive with some of them. But yeah, yeah, I do some humiliation. It's not in me to, like you said, like to do it naturally, but I'll play around with it from time to time. Like,
Yeah, like I'm
yeah.
not a sadist. Like I don't personally do like I don't know if I can say the word, but like the red stuff
Mhm.
when
Yeah,
you
yeah.
beat people. The red,
Hmm.
yeah. I'm squeamish. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not into that. But to each their own. I don't kink shame. But yeah, I feel like a lot of women like their frustration with men is because men, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, um, I don't believe that their psychological needs are changing that much. And this is for men and women, right?
Hmm.
But I do believe in general, men and women have slightly different needs. I think a lot of women have a need for autonomy. This is why you have women and they'll be like, oh yeah, my husband pays all of the bills. He's perfect. I'm talking about women with truly amazing husbands, like husbands that work 8 hours a day. They come home, they pay all of the bills, and then they also clean the house, right? And they're also like, hey, babe, what do you want for dinner? I'll cook for you. Know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
women that hit the jackpot,
Yeah.
but they're unhappy. They're like, he's amazing, but I'm unhappy because I have to stay here and watch the kids because he has to work because he pays for everything.
Hmm. There's a
And it's
trade off.
like we have a need inside of us for agency to be self-directed. And I don't think that's inside of men because men already have that. Like society gives them the ability to step into their agency in a way that it doesn't always give to women, or there are consequences for women. And so I feel like that's one of our needs. And I feel like for a lot of men, they have slightly different needs. I think a lot of men will say, like, oh, I want you to respect me. And I want you, it's like, but what type of respect? I don't think the average man wants to be respected as a tough guy. I think the key word I always give like my girlfriends when they're having like troubles with their man. When's the last time you said that you appreciate him? Now, I don't outright tell them to call them a good boy because again, I'm the Don, right? But normal women telling men, I appreciate you for little things, for shit that women would do automatically, right? Just for
Hmm.
normal shit that most people, like what woman gets praise for working two jobs and raising her kids alone? She doesn't get any praise. Society looks down on her, right? And so, but men, they need appreciation. And
Hmm.
so the Dom equivalent of that is literally, oh, you're such a good boy.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
you know, and
And
it,
they
it
love
also,
that.
yeah, they
Yeah,
like
they love
it's
it.
it's the reinforcement, but it's also the intermittent reinforcement.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Mm-hmm.
can't just do, oh, good boy, good boy, good boy. It's no, there has to be consequences.
Exactly.
If they don't do, even if they don't know that they did something wrong, because like you didn't, again, you don't necessarily want to give them the boundaries. You want to see, what are you going to do naturally? And you will be
Mm-hmm.
punished for doing certain things, but I'm not mad at you. Now you know what to do. And then he comes back, oh, good boy.
Exactly.